What's up, people? Mitch Power 1116 here. We are playing some Apex slash Warzone this morning. Unless my buddy Jared hops on, then we'll do some more GTA. But then at 9 a.m. in about an hour and 20 minutes, we have the PS5 blog reveal. I don't know if it's a YouTube video or not, or if it's just like a blog post. But we will discuss that. So that should be fun. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to some Apex, get some challenges done. New week of Battle Pass, and my fucking game, of course, it's not showing. Like, why am I having to activate that every time? Is it really doing it again? Stupid. I don't know, man. Stupid about it though. All right, let's go ahead and get some of these challenges done. I got my 2 games is Gibraltar actually, so why don't we play as this large tubby fella? What challenge do I have? 8,000 damage? Like, that seems so high and excessive. I gotta go to Refinery, Dome, or Geyser. Yo, what's up with the challenges, bro? They upped it for sure. $8,000 damage. That seems like a lot. Refinery, Dome, Geyser. And then I also need bins. Knockdown, all rifle, or pistol. All right. Refinery, Dome, or Geyser. Oh man, I woke up this morning, whatever reason, such a giant headache. I don't get it why. With the auto host, thank you so much. Appreciate it. If you're not there, it's okay. Appreciate you putting me on that list though to be auto hosted.
We'll win this thing together.
All right,
Semper
pal.
Fi or die.
Let's go change your life.
Follow me if you want to win. This is your champion. Pain, death, nothing phases me.
Here we go. I'm the jump master. This might be a good place to land. Hope you're ready. Let's do this, brothers.
Really, dropping solo? Cool story.
See, we move this way.
First blood. Firing. Reloading. Round 1. Enemy.
We're not all in the ring. Check your position.
We're spread too thin. I've been down.
You're an
Extended
asshole,
mag
bro.
here. Level 1.
would help if I fucking vaulted.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
Gotta hop up here. Select fire. Gives you better fire options at range.
R99 here. R99 here.
Attention, there is a new kill leader.
New kill leader. Heads up.
R301 here.
Dibs. Triple take here. Long way to the ring.
Backpack here. Level 2.
I need it.
Rings next door. 45.
Hopefully everybody out there is staying safe.
Attention, the champion has been
I already had the week off work, so I was already
Hey, the champion just
being
fell.
on enjoying
Close. 30
my
seconds.
time with the family. It's unfortunate some people had to do it unexpectedly, but hopefully you just enjoy your family time. Or if no family, just enjoy yourself time. Death bug.
10 seconds. Rings just ahead.
warning. Movement in progress.
Rings move. I need an extended light mag.
Extended light magazine
There
here.
we go.
Level 2. Ammo up.
Thank you.
Oh, crap.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
Oh my god. How would you drop a fucking head?
Care package being
Single fire with a purple mag?
Care package incoming. Let's get to the LZ.
That like hurts my feelings that you would do that. Why would you do such a thing? What would you have picked up that would have made you want to drop this beautiful single fire Hemi with a purple bag? It is currently raining outside. Really like the rain that much. Prevents us from doing outdoor activities. Ooh.
Standard stock here. Level 2.
Firing.
Shit.
Left. Pop and smoke. Repeat on last.
Taking fire, brothers. Jones, cover for my brothers. Give me my shield to reach out.
Dude, where? Why did you not pop that Why did he not pop that? I didn't run. That's upsetting. I don't even know what to say right there. That's just kind of upsetting. I don't even know what to say right there.
I cannot wait to win this match, friend.
Let's pick the right way to go.
You better watch out for me.
This is your champion.
Looks like I'm the jump master. Maybe I'll let you live to tell the tale. Maybe not.
Hi, friends.
Binary,
You think you
dome.
were gonna do? Win
Let's
against
land
me?
here.
I forgot where else.
Brethren before me.
Got a good feeling about this
Let's
area.
land here.
Like my
Let's land
brethren
here.
before me. I will slaughter.
Got a good
I say
feeling
we
about this
land here.
area.
Heard that.
I say we land here. All right, hope you're
Let's
ready.
explore
Let's
this.
do this,
Cancel
brothers.
that.
Over there.
Sounds fun.
There's a train in the distance.
Contact.
Taking damage. Fully running.
Attention. First blood.
Haha, first blood.
Hostile right here.
Hostile right here. Oh no, there's another squad attacking. I have been downed. Contact with target. Contact with hostile.
Just us now.
Okay, and of course he quits. Why wouldn't he quit? Why is this fat fuck not able to jump?
Taking shots. Firing. Reloading.
See? Quit too. Why do... That fucking blows my mind.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Okay, on rifle. I was under the impression that I found another 2 times. That's not. Again, no one fucking comes here. I would love to get some people here. And fortunately,
That's a far ring. Ring's not that far.
I got a 1 time. Whatever stats read. Alright, let me get rid of this.
Looks like 30 seconds until close.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Just 10 seconds.
Warning. Movement in progress.
Yeah, buddy. Fucking go.
Attention. Delivering care package.
Let's go hit this final set of. Like, how many times am I gonna find an extendo for fucking heavy and none for. That's pissing me off. No. Nope, I'm that bad. Alright, let's go. Actually, do that. Let's do this combo. Double assault. Again, I really wish people would have came to Refinery. That would have been pretty cool, you know, but they didn't want. Hour away from the PlayStation 5 stuff. Definitely checking that out. Will it be better than Xbox? Oh. Do I? It's fucking wild. Dude, every fucking mag is extended. Heavy mag. And light mags get fucking written off the map or something? What is going on, bro? Like, how much shit have I looted? Did not find an extended light mag. Look at these kitted, look at that kitted gun. And that fucking empty spot right there. It's stupid. Okay. That's better. Literally no extended light whatsoever. I mean, look at these kitted weapons. And no bag. What are we talking about right now?
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
This is so fucking stupid. Apparently light mags got written off the map. Apparently thought they said too OP. Can't have any extended lights. They decided for the betterment of the community to just fucking get rid of them entirely. because I have 2 purple kitted out weapons. A light mag to be found. I've literally looted an entire city by myself. Not ridiculous. Okay, 3 more barrels. I'm gonna give you a chance, game. Find me some light clips. Nope. Nope. Like, did I do something that piss you off, Respawn? Where you have to, like, not give me a clip? Because I'm baffled. Oop. See people. They don't see.
I'm getting
Oh, no, he does.
recharging shields. Shield up.
Jesus, dude. Ooh.
Good news for me. Gotta heal. Taking a knee.
That sucked.
You'll never shoot through these. Bringing down some destruction. Taking fire, brother.
Like, well, I don't have to play as Gibraltar anymore. Like, jeez, you come on, people. Like, you're breaking my fucking heart right now. Everyone wants to fucking leave. Everyone wants to leave. Like, I don't get it. I had a whole fucking team push me. I should have thrown that shit earlier. No problem. Alright. Well, let's get some Pathfinder going. Alright, still need to work on the assault rifles and pistols. Like, Jesus, bro. And I get paired with 2 people. Cool beans.
is your champion.
I don't fear anything. Can you say the same?
Guys are
We
domer.
want to land over here.
How about we land?
This might be a good place to land.
Yes.
Yeah, go. Cool. Cool beans.
From up here.
Of course, I bet you know I'm going right here.
This way.
Attention. First blood.
First blood, and it's not us. Wonderful.
Why are you not picking up shit, bro?
Countdown.
Holy shit, I go that whole game without finding a light mag and I thought doing that. Now the game's just toying with me. There's two right here.
Body shield here. Level 1.
Keep eyes on the new kill leader.
Shotgun bolt here. Level 3.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Body shield
Gonna
here.
hop up here.
Level
Give
2.
me a hook and make sure they don't sneak up on us. Barrel stabilizer here.
Here. Level 2. Grappling.
I need a hop up. Select fire.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
That would come in handy.
Thank you.
The ring isn't very close. Might be something good this way. I need a hop up. Hammer point.
Let's go here. Allons-y. Ring's right there. 10 seconds.
Warning. Ring closing.
The ring's moving, friends. Let's go this way. Forget open supply bin over there.
Somebody's already been here.
Target spotted.
Enemy very close.
Care package being delivered.
Supplies coming in.
Throwing a grenade.
Here I go.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Yo, what is going on with this game lately? Like, why? Dude, I can't do shit right now. Like, I'm literally just playing so fucking piss poor. It's I don't know, maybe I'm just not playing well today. 50 minutes till the PlayStation reveal.
Powered up and ready to go.
We've got a job to do, so shift your carcass.
Prepared and ready. This is your champion. Trust just your eyes and you'll lose.
Just kind of good.
I'm the jump master.
see you in the
I
ring.
won't let you down, except by falling. Let's land here. Here we go. It's a long drop. Fun.
Dude, no one comes here. Break away. There we go. Thank you.
Attention.
Double Mozambiques. Go fuck yourself.
The battle happens quick.
Round one. Beginning ring countdown.
Extended light mag here. Level 1. Prowler SMG here. Optics here. Sniper. Gotta hop up here. Double tap trigger.
Shotgun bolt here. Level 2. I need it.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Thank you. You got it.
Happy to help, friend.
One minute. Rings nearby. Let's go this way.
Copy that.
Using grapple.
Shot a cargo boat. Listen up, got a vault. Extended heavy mag here. Level 2.
Alt key. They put those back in the bots now. Cool.
Got a vault key. Thanks.
I got you. Now keep moving.
Optics here. Mid-range.
Wasn't hit.
RGO 1 here.
Lucky us, we are already
I need an
inside the
extended
ring.
light mag.
Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
I need it. Thank you.
Care package being delivered.
You hear that? There's a care package coming down.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? I got this. I need that. No, no. Wait, what?
Let's explore this way.
New kill leader. Watch for them.
Dude, what the fuck is going on right now?
Hostile right here.
Jesus.
Firing. Listen up, I'm getting shot at. I've been down.
Getting shot at. Need to recharge my shields. Reloading. Getting shot at. I've been down.
Oh my god, dude. I'm so fucking bad at this game today. Like, I'm so fucking bad. God. Like, I'm so terrible right now. I don't know what to do. Be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Like, all the places it has me go for this challenge, no one's fucking there. Like, no one's there. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of frustrating. And I get paired up with 2 fucking people again. Like,
Powered up and ready to go.
I don't think I could play Apex right now. I don't think so.
Aboard the Op train.
I think I'm just gonna swap. Probably do some Battle Royale solo. I can't fucking do this. Like, you... How do you fucking do that, bro?
This is your champion.
I never say die. I fight until it hurts. I like that one.
Right here.
We land here.
Pain, death,
Let's go. Right there.
nothing phases me.
Cancel.
I don't
Enemy over
fear
there.
And there's people going there. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Geyser. Geyser.
Land here.
This fucking clown.
I love this part.
Where are you going? Are you really going to Geyser right now? I fucking hate you, bro. Breaking off from you as soon as I fucking can. Moron. Going right here, you fucking idiot. Don't fucking follow me. Yeah, I definitely need to play some solo.
First blood on the enemy.
Alright, I found every scope in the game. Every scope in the game now. No guns. Gotta be shitting me. Of fucking course.
Engaging. Let's use that geyser. I hear you can catch crazy clouds on them. Faster, go faster.
Dude, I need a gun. This'll fucking do.
About time we got ourselves a fight. Taking fire. I'm down.
I'm so fucking done with this game. Done. Done. Can't do it. Can't do it. I get fucking paired with idiots who don't know how to play the game. Fucking this game and me today, right now, are not very good. So, no, I'm good. Fucking solo BR. Rather get better at that. Unbelievable. The fucking idiots that I'm playing with today. I'm so fucking angry at Apex right now. Insane. I'd rather not be able to hear footsteps in this fucking game than play that. Those people have no clue what they're doing right now. None. I run into fucking an entire section. I get every clip in the world. I get every scope in the world. I can't find a fucking gun. What do? I find a Mozambique and a fucking wingman. I gotta fucking go against a Gibraltar with it. Dude, I'm done. So dumb. 30 minutes we're fucking playing or watching that PlayStation conference. The Road to PS5 video will premiere on YouTube here in less than 2 hours. Got it. Let me get that queued up actually. I don't even know. All right, so who did that, Wario? Okay, let me just let me queue this up and then have art.
Warm up while you can. Deploy soon.
Fuck me.
Training is over. Time to see what you have learned.
All right. Well, that's all queued up, ready to go. When it launches. What is going on with my arm right now? I got an arrow in me. Also, that's not my skin. Okay. Okay.
Battle Royale.
Maybe games to me today just aren't going for it. I don't know.
Gas is approaching your position. Move to the safe zone. Eliminate all targets in the AO.
Gotcha. Better. still only have $1,000. How do I have $1,000?
We're fighting blind. Send recon.
Oh, he's near me.
Entering the AO. Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for
No way. Also, it's really nice that he didn't show up on my radar. That's awesome.
You're in the gulag now. Fight to earn redeployment.
Damn.
The fight begins now. You can taunt the enemy while you're waiting. Words are effective, but rocks work better. Now's a fight. Get ready, you're next.
Ooh.
You win this fight and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. Beat them down or capture the objective. We're sending you back.
I don't know what it is. I'm just not doing so well today. I really wish other people were on. Fucking, I'm so furious. All right. Maybe video games today aren't working for me. I don't know.
Warm up while you can. Deploy soon.
Maybe I just didn't get proper sleep. I can't fucking explain why I'm so terrible at video games today. Fuck it. Straight into the earth.
Practice is over. The real fight begins now.
Hey, that looks right. I'm actually shocked that I died that second time.
Battle Royale. Mark a drop point for your team. You'll lead them in. Gas is closing
Oh, buddy. Fuck out of here. You're fucking pissed, I can tell. Let the anger flow through you.
Supply cap one. Package.
Before I do anything else, it takes so long to reload. 18 minutes away from the PlayStation.
Objective located. Contract updated. New objective identified. All supply boxes found. Solid work.
Free gas mask, you know, I don't.
Got gas moving in.
No way to get on that roof. All right, fuck it. Let's just get the gas. Dude, this guy's stamina. Unbelievable to be running up the stairs like this. Scared boy. Dude was big time scared, bro.
I will drive.
That's what you do when you gotta fucking get up and go. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Oh my god. Was there someone else? Was there someone else, or did he actually get out of the van like that? It happens. Alright. Actually, you know what? We could watch on here. We can go to YouTube on here and watch it. Probably be a little bit easier for me. Okay, watching it on there.
Time for a fight.
Why are you punching me? Ooh.
Win this fight and you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. Beat them down or capture the objective.
You dropping fuck. Alright. 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 We got 10 minutes. Why don't we load up YouTube and then go to that PS5 reveal, and then I'll get something to drink. Can I watch YouTube doing this? Or is it gonna not work? Okay, it works. Cool. Making sure it wasn't no FHDCP shit going on. You know what I mean? So. All right. So let's search. Okay. Ooh. It is PlayStation. So if I just search PlayStation, should come across the official. Here we go. Road to PS5. Cool. Got that queued up. So I am going to get something to drink. Possibly, you know what? I'm gonna get something to eat as well. Let me actually get some titles. changed. Okay, so is there a just talking that I can do from here? There is not. Okay, so let's manually do this. Just chatting. Mixer have the same thing? Just. What is Mixer? What does Mixer categorize that as? Radio on. Web show? Oh, that's stupid. All right. All right. So we're gonna watch this. I am going to premiering in 7 minutes. I'm gonna go get something to drink. Come back. We'll hang out. Watch PS5 reveal together. Maybe should be okay here, right? Never done one of these before. I look a little big. We'll figure it out. Be right back, guys. All right. Well, like I said, we are watching the PS5 reveal. Trying to think what would be a better thing for this. What's up, people? Mitch here. We are streaming the PS5 reveal live. Come hang out, mixer.com or twitch.tv/MitchPower1116. I'm going to react to what's Shony. What's up, people? Mitch here. Going to be streaming the PS5 reveal, which is happening in 4 minutes. Come hang out, Mixer or Twitch. Come hang out and chat. Okay, guys, we got 4 minutes. Did you guys watch me do an IG video live? I think you did. That's fine. 3 minutes away. I really hope Sony does well, because Microsoft will do well and everybody does well. Just show me, if you showed me Spider-Man 2 right now, I'd fucking quit everything. You would see me pre-order my PS5 live, but I don't know. Hopefully they show console. Hopefully. I hope they show a lot. I really do. I hope they show console. I mean, controller, like, do you really expect anything different than a DualShock? You know what I mean? I mean, the DualShock's been the standard thing, so I don't expect them to do much more. Besides that, I remember them talking about that. They had the live, like, oh, we're gonna introduce sweat and shit into it, which is okay, I guess. Like, kind of dumb, but you know, to each their own. Two minutes away. So we will see what is going on. I really, as much as I love my Xbox, I want Xbox to do well, but also I don't want PS5 fans to be all pissed off. So we got 2 minutes till we're live. Thank you guys for hanging out. In 60 seconds. Why not say 1 minute? If you're going to do the 60-second thing, count down. 59, 58, 57. Nope. We're going to 60 seconds. All right. I like, the only thing I hope he doesn't go into is like, I appreciate the tech specs side of things, right? But I don't like when they're like, with this many transistors and this many nanobot, like, I don't care. Like, I just give me some flops. That's about as much technical jargon as I want. I want flops. Give me the teraflops. All I care about. I do like the polished video. I like that. Give me the flops. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't want to hear, we have this on this custom die and this memory with this bandwidth and blah, 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 blah. Fucking, what's the flops? Give me the flops and we're good, bro. Premiere will begin shortly. Yo, if that shit says 9, that's not starting. Already not getting a PS5. Just saying, be punctual. You're not 5 minutes early, you're late. What I've been told my whole fucking life. 9 o'clock. Let's go. Oh, a 2-minute thing. Cool. Bryant, how's the volume? Seems good. Awesome. Good to hear. This is my first Reacts video, so let's see how well this works. You know what I would fucking love, Bryant? And I don't know if Brandon's in here or not. I would fucking love it if we did E3 sitting here. All of us here reacting to this shit live. That would be super awesome. Dude, if he says 11 teraflops instead of 12, fucking taking this and throwing it out the window and going, Sony, you failed. I'm just kidding. I really think they'll be the same. Like, does anybody think it'll be really that much worse or that much better? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like AMD doesn't fucking talk to Sony and Microsoft and just kind of go, hey, I know they don't share exact details because that's probably some breaking some sort of agreement and shit. But like, obviously, it's not like one's gonna be like, we're 12 teraflops, and the other one's like, we're 40. Like, nobody's gonna fucking. We're not doing that, dude. Come on. Trickle in, people. I'm gonna sit. Pretend you're sitting right here. I know it'd be great, but pretend you're sitting here. All right. Rumors are 9.2 for Sony. Xbox said 12, right? Like, dude, I doubt they're gonna be that different. Uh-oh. Look at the vivid colors. Look at that. The presentation. What
Hi.
happens?
Unfortunately, we had to cancel the talk that we had planned for GDC. But we do have some super exciting news about PS5. And who better to bring that to you than the one and only Mark Cerny. Without further ado, over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Jim.
No claps for him.
There will be lots of chances later on this year to look at the PlayStation 5 games. Today, I want to talk a bit about our goals for the PlayStation 5 hardware and how they influenced the development of the console. I think you all know I'm a big believer in console generations.
I'm sorry, Mark
Once every
Cerny's
5,
voice is
6,
just
or
way too
7
goddamn
years,
quiet.
A console arrives with substantially new capabilities. There's a lot of learning by the game developers, hopefully not too overwhelming, and soon there's games that could never have been created before. Now, it used to be that as a console designer, you'd somehow intuit what would be the best set of capabilities for the new console, and then build it in complete secrecy. For the PlayStation consoles, that period lasted through PlayStation 3, a powerful and groundbreaking console, but also one that caused quite a lot of heartache, as it was initially difficult to develop games for. So, starting with PlayStation 4, we've taken a different approach, roughly centered around 3 principles. The first of these is listening to the developers, which is to say that a lot of what we put into a console derives directly from the needs and aspirations of the game creators. We definitely do have some ideas of our own, but at the core of our philosophy for designing consoles is that game players are here for the fantastic games, which is to say that game creators matter. Anything we can do to make life easier for the game creators or help them realize their dreams, we will do. So, about once every 2 years, I take a tour of the industry. I go to the various developers and publishers, sit down, and discuss how they're doing with the current consoles and what they'd like to see in future consoles. This requires weeks on the road, as reaching the bulk of the game creators involves talking to well over 100 people at something like 24 publishers and developers. And it is incredibly valuable. By the way, the feature most requested by the developers, that was an SSD, which we were very happy to put in the hardware, but a lot of problem solving was required. I'll be doing a deep dive on the SSD and surrounding systems later on in this talk. It's also key to make a generational leap while keeping the console sufficiently familiar to game developers. I think about this in terms of balancing evolution and revolution. Now, with PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, the target was a revolution each time with a brand new feature set. That was great in many ways, but time for the developers to get up and running got longer with each console. In the past, I've called this time to triangle. Here's what I had for those 3 consoles. To be clear, I'm not talking about time to make a game. Developers will be ambitious, and it may take them 6 years or so to realize their vision. What I'm talking about is that dead time before graphics and other aspects of game development are up and running, and trying to minimize that. On the other hand, if we're trying to reduce that dead time to 0, that means the hardware architecture can't change at all. We're handcuffed. We need to judge for each feature what value it adds and whether it's worth the increase in developer time needed to support it. So with PlayStation 4, we were able to strike a pretty good balance between performance and familiarity. We got required learning back to PlayStation 1 levels. With PS5, the GPU was definitely the area we felt the most tension between adding new features and keeping a familiar programming model. Ultimately, I think we've ended up with something under a month of getting up to speed. That feels like we're striking about the right balance. I'll go into a bit more detail later today about our philosophy with the GPU and the specific feature set that resulted from it. It's also very important for us, as the hardware team, to find new dreams, by which I mean something other than CPU performance, GPU performance, and the amount of RAM. The increase in graphics performance over the past 2 decades has been astonishing, but there are other areas in which we can innovate and provide significant value to the game creators, and through them, the players. That's why the SSD was very much on our list of directions to explore, regardless of what came out of the conversations with game developers and publishers. The biggest feature in this category is the custom engine for audio. That's today's final topic. The push for vastly improved audio, and in particular 3D audio, isn't something that came out of the developer meetings. It's much more the case that we had a dream of what might be possible 5 years from now, and then worked out a number of steps we could take to set us on that path.
Did you give that to Activision?
So here again are the 3 principles, the first being enabling the desires of developers to drive the hardware design. To me, the SSD really is the key to the next generation. It's a game changer. And it was the #1 ask from developers for PlayStation 5. As in, we know it's probably impossible, but can you put an SSD in it? That was a discussion we were also having internally. It was clear that the presence of a hard drive in every PlayStation 4 was having a positive impact. A lot of things that would simply have been impossible at Blu-ray disc speeds were now possible. At the same time, though, in 2015 and 2016, when we were having these conversations, developers were already banging up against the limits of the hard drive, and a lot of developer time was being spent designing around slow load speeds. I want to focus in on just one number here, which is how long it takes to load a gigabyte of data from a hard drive. The difficulty being that hard drives are neither particularly fast nor flexible. If all your data is in one block, which is frankly not very likely, you can load 50 to 100 megabytes a second, depending on where the data is located on the hard drive. Let's assume it's on the outer edge, which means loading a gigabyte takes 10 seconds. If you compress your game packages, you can fit more data on the Blu-ray disc and also effectively boost your hard drive read speed by the compression ratio. We support zlib decompression on PlayStation 4 that gets you something like 50% more data on the disk and 50% higher effective read speed. Unfortunately, though, it's highly likely that your data is scattered around in various files on the hard drive, as well as sourced from multiple locations within those files. So lots of seeks are needed at 2 to 50-ish milliseconds each. My rule of thumb is that the hard drive is spending 2/3 of its time seeking and only 1/3 of its time actually loading data. Putting all of that together, a gigabyte is very roughly 20 seconds to load from a hard drive. Now, a gigabyte is not much data. Games are using 5 or 6 gigabytes of RAM on PlayStation 4, so boot times and load times can get pretty grim. Or to put that differently, as a player, you wait for the game to boot, wait for the game to load, wait for the level to reload every time you die, and you wait for what is euphemistically called fast travel. And all of that leads to the dream. What if we could have not just an SSD, but a blindingly fast SSD? If we could load 5 gigabytes a second from it, what would change? Now, SSDs are completely different from hard drives. They don't have seeks as such. If you have a 5 gigabyte a second SSD, you can read data from 1,000 different locations.
This is Mark Cerny with
the
softest voice in the goddamn industry.
As for time to load a gigabyte, this is next gen we're talking about, so memory is bigger. Instead, we should be asking how long to load 2 gigabytes. And the answer is about 1/4 of a second. I mean, that's amazing. We're talking 2 orders of magnitude, meaning very roughly 100 times faster. Which means at 5 gigabytes a second for the SSD, the potential is that the game boots in a second. There are no load screens. The game just fades down while loading a half dozen gigabytes and fades back up again. Same for a reload. You're immediately back in the action after you die. And fast travel becomes so fast it's blink and you miss it. As game creators, we go from trying to distract the player from how long fast travel is taking, like those Spider-Man subway rides, to being so blindingly fast that we might even have to slow that transition down. Pretty cool, right?
When will I make my sandwiches?
This is not the primary reason to change from a hard drive to an SSD. The primary reason for an ultra-fast SSD is that it gives the game designer freedom. Or to put that differently, with a hard drive, the 20 seconds that it takes to load a gigabyte can sabotage the game that the developer is trying to create. I think almost all of us in the room have experienced this, maybe in different ways. Say we're making an adventure game and we have two rich environments where we each want enough textures and models to fill memory, which you can do as long as you have a long staircase or elevator ride or a windy corridor where you can ditch the old assets and then take 30 seconds or so to load the new assets. Having a 30-second elevator ride is a little extreme. More realistically, we'd probably chop the world
Yo, they throw
into
Mass
a number
Effect under
of
the
smaller
bus every
pieces,
fucking
and
time
then do
you
some
mention load
calculations with
screens.
sight lines and run speeds, like we did for Haven City when we were making Jak 2. The game is 20 years old, but not much has changed since then. All those twisty passages are there for a reason. There's a whole subset of level design dedicated to this sort of work, but still, it's a giant distraction for a team that just wants to make their game. So when I talked about the dream of an SSD, part of the reason for that 5 gigabyte a second target was to eliminate loads, but also part of the reason for that target was streaming. As in, what if the SSD is so fast that as the player is turning around, it's possible to load textures for everything behind the player in that split second? If you figure that it takes half a second to turn, that's 4 gigabytes of compressed data you can load. That sounds about right for next gen. Anyway, back to the hard drive. Another strategy for increasing effective read speed is to make big sequential chunks of data. For example, we might group all the data together for each city block. That removes most of the seeks, and the streaming gets faster. But there's a downside too, which is that frequently used data is included in many chunks and therefore is on the hard drive many, many times. Marvel's Spider-Man uses this strategy, and though it works very well for increasing the streaming speed, there's a massive duplication as a result. Some of the objects like mailboxes or news racks are on the hard drive 400 times.
Am I okay? Yeah, I'm just.
What I'm
fucking
describing
falling
here
asleep
are
right now.
things that cramp a creative director's style. Either level design gets a little bit boring in
No, I
places, or the data is duplicated so many times that it no longer fits on the
Like
Blu-ray
there's
disc.
certain.
And you end up with hard limits on the
For me,
player's
like,
run
I get
speed
you want
or
to talk about
driving
hard drive,
speed.
and I get
the
that,
player
and that's
can't
cool and
go
all, but,
faster
like,
than the load speed on the hard drive.
How
And
long have
finally,
we talked
I'm
about a
sure
hard drive
many
right
of
now?
you have noticed that after a patch download, the PlayStation 4 will sometimes take a long time to install the patch. That's because when just part of a file has been changed, the new data can be downloaded pretty quickly. But before the game boots up, a brand new file has to be constructed that includes the changed portion. Otherwise, every change would add a seek or two. Even so, you can occasionally see this happening on game titles. They start to hitch once they get patched enough. With an SSD, though, no seeks, so no need to make brand new
I
files
agree,
with
Bryant.
the changes
We
incorporated,
need a hype man.
which means no installs as you know them today. There's yet one more benefit, which is that system memory can be used much more efficiently. On PlayStation 4, game data on the hard drive feels very distant and difficult to use. By the time you realize you need a piece of data, it's much too late to go out and load it. So system memory has to contain all of the data that could be used in the next 30 seconds or so of gameplay. That means a lot of the 8 gigabytes of system memory is idle. It's just waiting there to be potentially used. On PlayStation 5, though, the SSD is very close to being
Okay,
like
so they just
more
confirmed
RAM.
6 gig
Typically, it's fast enough that
DDR6.
when you realize you need a piece of data, you can just load it from the SSD and use it. There's no need to have lots of data
sure that's what
parked in
Xbox
system
said?
memory waiting to potentially be used. A different way of saying that is that most of RAM is working on the game's behalf. This is one of the reasons that 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 feels right for PlayStation 5. The presence of the SSD reduces the need for a massive intergenerational increase in size. So back to the dream of the SSD. Here's the set of targets. Boot the game in a second. No load screens. Design freedom, meaning no twisty passages or long corridors. More game on the disk and more game on the SSD. And finally, those patch installs go away. The reality, though, is that the
there's not a
SSD
word for
is
you,
just one piece of the puzzle. There's a lot of places where bottlenecks can occur in between the SSD and the game code that uses the data. You can see this on PlayStation 4. If I use an SSD with 10 times the speed of a standard hard drive, I probably see only double the loading speed, if that. For PlayStation 5, our goal was not just that the SSD itself be 100 times faster. It was that game loads and streaming would be 100 times faster. So every single potential bottleneck needed to be addressed. and there are a lot of them. Let's look at check-in and what happens when its overhead gets 100 times larger. Conceptually, check-in is a pretty simple process. Data is loaded into system memory from the hard drive or SSD. It's examined, a few values are tweaked to check it in, and then it's moved to its final location. At the SSD speeds we're talking about, that last part, moving the data, meaning copying it from one location to another, takes roughly an entire next-gen CPU core. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If all the overheads get 100 times larger, that will cripple the frame rate as soon as the player moves, and that massive stream of data starts coming off the SSD. So to solve all of that, we built a lot of custom hardware, namely a custom flash controller and a number of custom units in our main chip. The flash controller in the SSD was designed for smooth and bottleneck-free operation, but also with games in mind. For example, there are 6 levels of priority when reading from the SSD. Priority is very important. You can imagine the player heading into some new location in the world and the game requesting a few gigabytes of textures. And while those textures are being loaded, an enemy is shot and has to speak a few dying words. Having multiple priority levels lets the audio for those dying words get loaded immediately. On one side, that flash controller connects to the actual flash dies that supply the storage. To reach our bandwidth target of 5 gigabytes a second, we ended up with a 12-channel interface. 8 channels wouldn't be enough. The resulting bandwidth we've achieved is actually 5.5 gigabytes a second. With a 12-channel interface, the most natural size that emerges for an SSD is 825 gigabytes. The key question for us was, is that enough? I mean, it's tempting to add more, but Flash certainly doesn't come cheap, and we have a responsibility to our gaming audience to be cost-effective with regards to what we put in the console. Ultimately, we resolved this question by looking at the play patterns of a broad range of gamers. We examined the specific games that they were playing over the course of a weekend or a week or a month, and whether that set of games would fit properly on the SSD. We were able to establish that the friction caused by reinstalls or re-downloads would be quite low.
The link I sent you
and so we locked in on that 825 gigabyte size, while also preparing multiple strategies so that those who want more storage can add it. I'll go through the details in a moment. Back to the flash controller. On the other side, it connects to our main custom chip via 4 lanes of Gen 4 PCIe.
It's been 18 minutes he's been talking
the main
about
custom
a
chip
fucking
is
hard
a
drive
pretty hefty unit dedicated
data.
to I/O. Before we talk about what that does, let's talk compression for a moment. PlayStation 4 used zlib as its compression format. We decided to use it again on PlayStation 5, but on my 2017 tour of developers, I learned about a new format called Kraken from Rad Game Tools. It's like zlib's smarter cousin. Simple, similar types of algorithms, but about 10% better compression, which is pretty big. That means 10% more game on the UHD Blu-ray disc or on the SSD. Kraken had only been out for a year, but it was already becoming a de facto industry standard. Half of the teams I talked to were either using it or getting ready to evaluate it. So we hustled and built a custom decompressor into the I/O unit, one capable of handling over 5 gigabytes of Kraken format input data a second. After decompression, that typically becomes 8 or 9 gigabytes, but the unit itself is capable of outputting as much as 22 gigabytes a second.
Like, I wonder what kind of funny's reaction is, even though they're huge Sony fans. I wonder if they're
By the way,
bored
in
to
terms
fucking
of
tears like
performance,
I am right now.
that custom decompressor equates to 9 of our Zen 2 cores. That's what it would take to decompress the Kraken stream with a conventional CPU. There's a lot more in the custom I/O unit, including a dedicated DMA controller. The game can direct exactly where it wants to send the data coming off of the SSD. This equates to another Zen 2 core or 2 in terms of its copy performance. Its primary purpose is to remove check-in as a bottleneck. There's 2 dedicated I/O coprocessors and a large RAM pool. These aren't Zen 2 cores. They're there principally to direct the variety of custom hardware around them. One of the coprocessors is dedicated to SSD I/O. This lets us bypass traditional file I/O and its bottlenecks when reading from the SSD. The other is responsible for memory mapping, which I know doesn't sound like anything related to the SSD, but a lot of developers map and remap memory as part of file I/O, and this too can become a bottleneck. There are coherency engines to assist the coprocessors. Coherency comes up a lot in places. Probably the biggest coherency issue is stale data in the GPU caches. Flushing all of the GPU caches whenever the SSD is read is an unattractive option. It could really hurt the GPU performance. So we've implemented a gentler way of doing things, where the coherency engines inform the GPU of the overwritten address ranges, and custom scrubbers in several dozen GPU caches do pinpoint evictions of just those address ranges. The best thing is, as a game developer, when you read from the SSD, you don't need to know any of this. You don't even need to know that your data is compressed. You just indicate what data you'd like to read from your original uncompressed file and where you'd like to put it, and the whole process of loading it happens invisibly to you and at very high speed. Back to the dream. Thanks to all of that
Back to the dream.
Our 5.5 gigabytes a second really should translate into something like 100 times faster I/O than PS4 and allow the dream of no load screens and super fast streaming to become a reality. Having said that, expandability of our SSD is going to be quite important. Flash is costly, and you may very well want to add storage to whatever we put in the console. Now, the kind of storage you need depends on how you're going to use it. If you have an extensive PlayStation 4 library and you'd like to take advantage of backwards compatibility to play those games on PlayStation 5,
it's going to be the same as Xbox.
then a large external hard drive is ideal. You can leave your games on the hard drive and play them directly from there, thus saving the pricier SSD storage for your PlayStation 5 titles, or you can copy your active PlayStation 4 titles to the SSD. If your purpose in adding more storage is to play PlayStation 5 titles, though, ideally you would add to your SSD storage. We will be supporting certain M2 SSDs. These are internal drives that you can get on the open market and install in a bay in the PlayStation 5. As for which ones we support and when, I'll get to that in a moment. They connect through the
35 minutes later
I/O unit just like our SSD does. So they can take full advantage of the decompression, I/O coprocessors, and all the other features I was talking about. Here's the catch, though. That commercial drive has to be at least as fast as ours. Games that rely on the speed of our SSD need to work flawlessly with any M2 drive. When I gave the Wired interview last year, I said that the PlayStation 5 SSD was faster than anything available on PC. At the time, commercial M2 drives used PCIe 3.0, and 4 lanes of that cap out at 3.5 gigabytes a second. In other words, no PCIe 3.0 drive can hit the required spec. M2 drives with PCIe 4.0 are now out in the market. We're getting in samples and seeing 4 or 5 gigabytes a second from them. By year's end, I expect there will be drives that saturate 4.0 and support 7 gigabytes a second. Having said that, we are comparing apples and oranges, though, because that commercial M2 drive will have its own architecture, its own flash controller, and so on. For example, the NVMe specification lays out a priority scheme for requests that the M2 drives can use. And that scheme is pretty nice, but it only has 2 true priority levels. Our drive supports 6. We can hook up a drive with only 2 priority levels, definitely, but our custom I/O unit has to arbitrate the extra priorities rather than the M2 drive's flash controller. And so the M2 drive needs a little extra speed to take care of issues arising from the different approach. That commercial drive also needs to physically fit inside of the bay we created in PlayStation 5 for M2 drives. Unlike internal hard drives, there's unfortunately no standard for the height of an M2 drive, and some M2 drives have giant heat sinks. In fact, some of them even have their own fans. Right now, we're getting M2 drive samples and benchmarking them in various ways. When games hit beta as they get ready for the PlayStation 5 launch at year-end, we'll also be doing some compatibility testing to make sure that the architecture of particular M2 drives isn't too foreign for the games to handle. Once we've done that compatibility testing, we should be able to start letting you know which drives will physically fit and which drive samples have benchmarked appropriately high in our testing. It would be great if that happened by launch, but it's likely to be a bit past it. So please hold off on getting that M2 drive until you hear from us. Okay, back to our principles. Balancing evolution and revolution is the second of them. This was definitely
I
a
would
recurring
love it if
theme
somebody was like,
within
M2 drive! It just fucking stood up and like went nuts.
We need new GPU features and capabilities. If we only have more performance, it's not really a new generation of console. Of course, many of these capabilities result in more performance. That's part of why a PlayStation 5 teraflop is more powerful than a PlayStation 4 teraflop. But we aren't just looking for the performance. We also need the ability to do something with the GPU that could not have been done before.
By the way, like the only thing that's
We
cool is that
need
you can
higher
buy your own
performance
M2
per
drive,
watt.
which is separate,
Every
not
time we
proprietary.
double the performance
That's the only
of
cool
some
thing, but then it's
GPU
limiting on
component,
which ones you
we
can
don't
get.
want to find out we've doubled the power consumed and the heat produced. But at the same time, we have to make sure the GPU can run PS4 games, and we have to ensure that the architecture is easy for the developers to adopt. Now, backwards compatibility was handled masterfully by AMD. They treated it as a key need throughout the design process. As our solution to adding new features without blindsiding developers, we made sure that if there were new significant features, it would be optional to use them. The GPU supports ray tracing, but you don't have to use ray tracing to make your game. The GPU supports primitive shaders, but you can release your first game on PlayStation 5 without making any use of them. Before I get into the capabilities of the GPU, I'd like to make clear 2 points that can be quite confusing. First, we have a custom AMD GPU based on their RDNA 2 technology. What does that mean? AMD is continuously improving and revising their tech. For RDNA 2, their goals were, roughly speaking, to reduce power consumption by re-architecting the GPU to put data close to where it's needed, to optimize the GPU for performance, and to add a new, more advanced feature set. But that feature set is malleable, which is to say that we have our own needs for PlayStation, and that can factor into what the AMD roadmap becomes. So collaboration is born. If we bring concepts to AMD that are felt to be widely useful, then they can be adopted into RDNA 2 and used broadly, including in PC GPUs. If the ideas are sufficiently specific to what we're trying to accomplish, like the GPU cache scrubbers I was talking about,
You bored,
then they
Pepper?
end up
Me
being
too.
just for us. If you see a similar discrete GPU available as a PC card at roughly the same time as we release our console, that means our collaboration with AMD succeeded in producing technology useful in both worlds. It doesn't mean that we as Sony simply incorporated the PC part into our console. This continuous improvement in AMD technology means it's dangerous to
There's the
rely on
flop talk.
teraflops as an absolute indicator of performance, and CU count should be avoided as well. In the case of CPUs, we all understand this. The PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 each have 8 CPUs, but we never think that meant the capabilities and performance are equal. It's the same for CUs. For one thing, they've been getting much larger over time. Adding new features means adding lots of transistors. In fact, the transistor count for a PlayStation 5 CU is 62% larger than the transistor count for a PlayStation 4 CU. Second, the PlayStation 5 GPU is backwards compatible with PlayStation 4. What does that mean? One way you can achieve backwards compatibility is to put the previous console's chipset in the new console, like we did with
that's
some
what you
PlayStation
did there, and that's why the
3.
shit was so
But
expensive.
that's, of course, extremely expensive. A better way is to incorporate any differences in the previous console's logic into the new console's custom chips, meaning that even as the technology evolves, the logic and feature set that PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro titles rely on is still available in backwards compatibility modes. One advantage of this strategy is that once backwards compatibility is in the console, it's in. It's not as if a cost down will remove backwards compatibility like it did on PlayStation 3.
I wouldn't mind getting a
unification
PS5 just
of
because I never got a
functionality
Pro,
took
so it'd
years
be
of
nice to
efforts by
play some of these
AMD,
upgraded games.
as any roadmap advancement creates a potential divergence in logic. Running PS4 and PS4 titles at boosted frequencies has also added complexity. The boost is truly massive this time around, and some game code just can't handle it. Testing has to be done on a title-by-title basis. Results are excellent, though. We recently took a look at the top 100 PlayStation 4 titles as ranked by playtime, and we're expecting almost all of them to be playable at launch on PlayStation 5.
So are they saying that it's not all games will work?
With regards to new features, as I said, our strategy was to try to break new ground,
Did I just hear
but at
that?
the same time not to require use of the new GPU capabilities. For more than a decade, GPUs have imposed a restriction on game engines. Software handles vertex processing, but for the most part, dedicated hardware is responsible for the triangles and other geometry that the vertices form. That means it's not possible to do even basic optimizations, such as aborting processing of a vertex if all geometry that uses it is off-screen.
Yeah, except for Xbox One, all
PlayStation
those games
5
from
has
launch will
a
work
new
on.
unit called the
That's fine.
Geometry Engine, which brings handling of triangles and other primitives under full programmatic control. As a game developer, you're free to ignore its existence and use the PlayStation 5 GPU as if it were no more capable than the PS4 GPU, or you can use this new intelligence in various ways. Simple usage could be performance optimization, such as removing backfaced or off-screen vertices and triangles. More complex usage involves something called primitive shaders, which allow the game to synthesize geometry on the fly as it's being rendered. It's a brand new capability.
Yeah, Xbox One, though, did that with OG
shaders on
Xbox
PlayStation
games
5 will allow
and
for a
360
broad
games.
variety of techniques.
They're literally saying the
including
console
smoothly
generation
varying
before
level of
will
detail,
not all
addition
going to
of
work at launch
procedural
right away,
detail to close-up objects,
which is
and
ridiculous,
improvements
in my
to
opinion.
particle effects and other visual
Because they literally
special
talked about
effects.
Xbox just taking your hard
Another
drive,
major
unplugging
new
it, plugging
feature
into
of
the
our
Series X,
custom
and everything's working.
RDNA2-based GPU is ray tracing, using the same strategy as AMD's upcoming PC GPUs. The CUs contain a new specialized unit called the intersection engine, which can calculate the intersection of rays with boxes and triangles. To use the intersection engine, first you build what is called an acceleration structure. It's data in RAM that contains all of your geometry. There's a specific set of formats you can use. They're variations on the same BVH concept. Then, in your shader program, you use a new instruction that asks the intersection engine to check a ray against the BVH. While the intersection engine is processing the requested ray triangle or ray box intersections, the shaders are free
Xbox
to
never
do
mentioned
other
how
work.
fast their SSD
Having said
was,
that, the ray tracing instruction
sounds
is
like
pretty
someone put a
memory
lot of work
intensive,
into it.
so it's a good mix with logic-heavy code. There's of course no need to use ray tracing. PS4 graphics engines will run just fine on PlayStation 5, but it presents an opportunity for those interested. I'm thinking it'll take less than 1 million rays a second to have a big impact on audio. That should be enough for audio occlusion and some reverb calculations. With a bit more of the GPU invested in ray tracing, it should be possible to do some very nice global illumination. Having said that, adding ray-traced shadows and reflections to a traditional graphics engine could easily take hundreds of millions of rays a second, and full ray tracing could take billions. How far can we go? I'm starting to get quite bullish. I've already seen a PlayStation 5 title that's successfully using ray tracing-based reflections in complex animated scenes with only modest costs. Another set of issues for the GPU involved size and frequency. How big do we make the GPU, and what frequency do we run it at? This is a balancing act. The chip has a cost, and there's a cost for whatever we use to supply that chip with power and to cool it. In general, I like running the GPU at higher frequency. Let me show you why. Here's 2 possible configurations for a GPU roughly of the level of the PlayStation 4 Pro. This is a thought experiment. Don't take these configurations too seriously. If you just calculate teraflops, you get the same number. But actually, the performance is noticeably different because teraflops is defined as the computational capability of the vector ALU. That's just one part of the GPU. There are a lot of other units. And those other units all run faster when the GPU frequency is higher. At 33% higher frequency, rasterization goes 33% faster. Processing the command buffer goes that much faster. The L2 and other caches have that much higher bandwidth, and so on. About the only downside is that system memory is 33% further away in terms of cycles. But the large number of benefits more than counterbalance that. As a friend of mine says, a rising tide lifts all boats. Also, it's easier to fully use 36 CUs in parallel than it is to fully use 48 CUs. When triangles are small, it's much harder to fill all those CUs with useful work. So there's to be said for faster, assuming you can handle the resulting power and heat issues, which frankly, we haven't always done the best job at. Part of the reason for that is, historically, our process for setting CPU and GPU frequencies has relied on some heavy-duty guesswork with regards to how much electrical power games will consume and how much heat will be produced as a result inside of the console. Power consumption varies a lot from game to game. When I play God of War on my PS4 Pro, I know the power consumption is high just by the fan noise. But power isn't simply about engine quality. It's about the minutia of what's being displayed and how. It's counterintuitive, but processing dense geometry typically consumes less power than processing simple geometry, which is I suspect why Horizon's map screen, with its low triangle count, makes my PS4 Pro heat up so much. Our process on previous consoles has been to try to guess what the maximum power consumption during the entire console lifetime might be, which is to say, the worst case scene in the worst case game, and prepare a cooling solution that we think will be quiet at that power level. If we get it right, fan noise is minimal. If we get it wrong, the console will be quite loud for the higher power games, and there's even a chance that it might overheat and shut down if we misestimate power too badly.
I like how they admit when we play
PlayStation
God
5
of
is
War,
especially
fucking PS4
challenging
sounds like
because
it's
the
gonna explode.
CPU
Oh right,
supports
I do see drop frames.
256-bit native instructions that consume a lot of power. These are great here and there, but presumably only minimally used. Or are they? If we plan for major 256-bit instruction usage, we need to set the CPU clock substantially lower or noticeably increase the size of the power supply and fan. So, after much discussion, we decided to go with a very different direction on PlayStation 5. We built a GPU with 36 CUs. Mind you, RDNA 2 CUs are large. Each has 62% more transistors than the CUs we were using on PlayStation 4. So if we compare transistor counts, 36 RDNA 2 CUs equates to roughly 58 PlayStation 4 CUs. It is a fairly sizable GPU. Then we went with a variable frequency strategy for PlayStation 5, which is to say we continuously run the GPU and CPU in boost mode. We supply a generous amount of electrical power and then increase the frequency of GPU and CPU until they reach the capabilities of the system's cooling solution. It's a completely different paradigm. Rather than running at constant frequency and letting power vary based on the workload, we run at essentially constant power and let the frequency vary based on the workload. We then tackled the engineering challenge of a cost-effective and high-performance cooling solution designed for that specific power level. In some ways, it becomes a simpler problem because there are no more unknowns. There's no need to guess what power consumption the worst-case game might have. As for the details of the cooling solution, we're saving them for our teardown. I think you'll be quite happy with what the engineering team came up with.
I don't know why that did that. All right.
So how fast can we run the GPU and CPU with this strategy? The simplest approach would be to look at the actual temperature of the silicon die and throttle the frequency on that basis. But that won't work. It fails to create a consistent PlayStation 5 experience. It wouldn't do to run a console slower simply because it was in a hot room. So rather than look at the actual temperature of the silicon die, we look at the activities that the GPU and CPU are performing and set the frequencies on that basis, which makes everything deterministic and repeatable.
Where are those stats coming from?
While we're at it, we also use AMD's SmartShift technology and send any unused power from the CPU to the GPU so it can squeeze out a few more pixels. The benefits of this strategy are quite large. Running a GPU at 2 GHz was looking like an unreachable target with the old fixed frequency strategy. With this new paradigm, we're able to run way over that. In fact, we have to cap the GPU frequency at 2.23 GHz so that we can guarantee that the on-chip logic operates properly. 36 CUs at 2.23 GHz is 10.3 teraflops, and we expect the GPU to spend most of its time at or close to that frequency and performance. Similarly, running the CPU at 3 GHz was causing headaches with the old strategy. But now we can run it as high as 3.5 GHz. In fact, it spends most of its time at that frequency. That doesn't mean all games will be running at 2.23 GHz and 3.5 GHz. When that worst-case game arrives, it will run at a lower clock speed, but not too much lower. To reduce power by 10%, it only takes a couple of % reduction in frequency, so I'd expect any downclocking to be pretty minor. All things considered, the change to a variable frequency approach will show significant gains for PlayStation gamers. The final of our 3 principles was about finding new dreams. It's important for us in the hardware team to find new ways to expand or deepen gaming, and that's what led us to a focus on 3D audio. As players, we experience the game through the visuals, through audio, and through the feedback we receive from the controller, such as rumble or haptics. Personally, I feel a game is just dead without audio. Visuals are, of course, important, but the impact of audio is huge as well. At the same time, the audio team on a game project has to do a lot with a little. For example, on PlayStation 4, there's fierce competition for the Jaguar CPU cores. Audio typically ends up getting just a fraction of a core. That's not much of a computational resource, particularly when you consider that the visuals run at 30 or 60 frames a second, but audio processing needs to happen at almost 200 times a second. So it's been tough going making forward progress on audio with PlayStation 4, particularly when PlayStation 3 was such a beast when it came to audio. The SPUs in Cell were almost a perfect device for audio rendering. Simple pipelined algorithms could really take advantage of asynchronous DMA and frequently reached 100% utilization of the floating point unit. There's unfortunately nothing comparable on PlayStation 4. Probably the most dramatic progress in the PlayStation 4 generation has been with virtual reality. The PSVR hardware has its own audio unit. It supports about 50 pretty decent 3D sound sources. And this provided a hint as to where we could go with audio, as well as some valuable experience. Not to oversimplify, but here were our goals for audio on PlayStation 5. The first goal was great audio for everyone, not just VR users or soundbar owners or headphone users. That meant audio had to be part of the console. It couldn't be a peripheral. The second goal was to support hundreds of sound sources. We didn't want developers to have to pick and choose what sounds would get 3D effects and which wouldn't. We wanted every sound in the game to have dimensionality. And finally, we wanted to really take on the challenges of presence and locality. Now, when we say presence, we mean the feeling that you're actually there. You've entered the matrix. It's not, of course, something we thought we could perfectly achieve, but the idea was that if we stopped using just a rain sound and instead used lots of 3D audio sources for raindrops hitting the ground at all sorts of locations around you, then at some point your brain would take a leap and you'd begin to have this feeling.
Thank you for the embers.
This feeling of real presence inside the virtual world of the game. This has the capacity to affect your appreciation of the game, just like music in a game does. The concept of locality is simpler. It's just your sense of where the audio is coming from, to the right of you, behind you, above you. This can immerse you further in the game, and it can also directly enhance the gameplay. To use Dead Space as an example, I know, old school, you're fighting enemies in fairly dark, spooky locations. Back in the day, if you played the game using the TV speakers, you could tell that there was one last enemy growling and hunting you down, but it was difficult to tell quite where that enemy was. With headphones, you could tell that the enemy was somewhere on the right, which let you deduce, if you couldn't see it, that it must be somewhere behind and to your right. But with 3D audio with good locality, the idea is you know the enemy is precisely there, and you turn and you take it out. So, how do we know where a sound is coming from in the first place? Well, all those bumps and folds in the ear have a meaning, evolutionarily speaking.
Oh my God, here we go.
Based on what direction the sound is coming from, sound waves bounce around inside the ear, there's some constructive and destructive interference, and the result is a change in volume. The phase of the sound also shifts, depending on what path the sound wave took to reach the ear canal. These volume changes and phase shifts are different for each direction and also vary depending on the frequency of the sound. Head size and head shape also impact the sound in a similar fashion. The way that the sound changes based on direction and frequency can be encoded in a table called the Head-Related Transfer Function, or HRTF. Here's part of one. The vertical axis is the frequency. The horizontal axis is the direction, front, back, left, right, and the color gives the degree of attenuation of the sound at that frequency. The HRTF is as unique to an individual as a fingerprint is. In fact, you're looking at mine right now. Here's how we measure an HRTF. We've taken hundreds of people through this process.
That looks expensive.
We put a microphone in the subject's left and right ear canals, and then sit the subject down in the middle of an array of 22 speakers.
Maybe they are going to fix Apex
We then
footsteps.
play an audio sweep from each speaker as we rotate the subject. In the course of 10 or 20 minutes, we're able to sample the HRTF at over 1,000 locations. Using an HRTF when rendering audio creates unparalleled quality, but it's computationally expensive. The simplest way to use an HRTF is to process a sound source to make it appear as if it's coming from one of those 1,000 locations we sampled.
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, the processing
Why
has
is
to
all
be
this
done in
necessary?
frequency domain rather than time domain, so there's multiple fast Fourier transforms needed for every sound source for every audio tick. That's a lot of multiplies. This computational complexity was the determining factor for our strategy. It meant we had to bite the bullet and design and build a custom hardware unit for 3D audio. Collectively, we're referring to the hardware unit and the proprietary algorithms we run on it as Tempest 3D Audio Tech. The meaning of 3D audio and technology should be pretty obvious here. As for Tempest, I feel it really reflects our goals with audio. It suggests a certain intensity of experience and also hints at your presence within it. We're calling the hardware unit that we built the Tempest.
Thanks, Gigablast, for the buffering.
It's based on
You're the best.
AMD's GPU technology. We modified a compute unit in such a way as to make it very close to the SPUs in PlayStation 3. Remember when I said that they were ideal for audio? So the Tempest engine has no caches, just like an SPU. All data access is via DMA, just like an SPU. Our target was that it would have more power than a CPU, thanks to the parallelism that a GPU can achieve, and that it would be more efficient than our GPU, thanks to the SPU-like architecture. The goal being to make possible near 100% utilization of the CU's vector units. Where we ended up is a unit with roughly the same SIMD power and bandwidth as all 8 Jaguar cores in the PlayStation 4 combined. If we were to use the same algorithms as PSVR, that's enough for something like 5,000 sound sources. But of course, we want to use more complex algorithms, and we don't need anything like that number of sounds. It would have been wonderful if a simpler strategy, such as using Dolby Atmos peripherals, could have achieved our goals, but we wanted 3D audio for all, not just those with licensed soundbars or the like. Also, we wanted many hundreds of sound sources, not just the 32 that Atmos supports. And finally, we wanted to be able to throw an overwhelming amount of processing power at the problem, and it wasn't clear what any peripheral might have inside of it. In fact, with the Tempest engine, we've even got enough power that we can allocate some to the games, to the extent that games want to make use of convolution reverb and other algorithms that are either computationally expensive or need high bandwidth. But the primary purpose of the Tempest engine remains 3D audio. Now, 3D audio is a major academic research topic. It's safe to say that no one in the world has all of the answers. And the set of algorithms that has to be invented, tuned, or implemented to realize our vision for 3D audio is immense. For example, use of HRTFs in games is quite complex. Before, I talked about making a sound source appear as if it's coming from one of those 1,000 HRTF sample locations. But for high-quality 3D game audio, we have to handle other possibilities. The sound source might not be at one of the 1,000 HRTF sample locations, so we have to blend the HRTF data from the closest locations that we have sampled. The sound source might be moving, which needs very special handling as that blend keeps changing, and that can cause phase artifacts in the resulting audio. Or the sound source might have a size to it, meaning it should feel as if it's coming from an area rather than a single point. There's also whole categories of approaches to be handled. 3D audio can be implemented using individual processing of 3D sound sources. But alternatively, ambisonics can be used for 3D audio. Ambisonics being somewhat like the spherical harmonics used in computer graphics. And finally, there's audio devices. The player might be using headphones or TV speakers or have a higher-end surround sound setup with 6 or more speakers, all of which need different approaches. That's a lot of variations. It's nice to have the computational resources of the Tempest engine, but it's clear that achieving our ultimate goals with 3D audio is going to be a multi-year, step-by-step process.
Gotta love they use the Sony TV, the old school 4K that had the speakers on the side.
Is largely
Gotta love that.
At this time.
Also, Mark Cerny might have the only Vio in existence anymore.
We control exactly what each ear hears, and therefore the algorithmic development and implementation are more straightforward. For TV speakers and stereo speakers, we're in the process of implementing virtual surround sound. The idea being that if you're sitting in a sweet spot in front of the TV, then the sound can be made to feel as if it's coming from any direction, even behind you. Virtual surround sound has a lot in common with 3D audio on headphones, but it's more complex because the left ear can hear the right speaker and vice versa. We have a basic implementation of virtual surround sound up and running. We're now looking at increasing the size of that sweet spot, which is to say, making the area you need to be in to feel the 3D effect larger, and we're also working to boost the sense of locality. Headphone audio is the current gold standard for 3D audio on PlayStation 5, but we're going to see what we can do to bring virtual surround sound to a similar level, after which we'll start in on setups with more speakers, such as 6-channel surround sound. It's now to the point where some of the PlayStation 5 games in development are extensively using these systems. One of the game demos allows you to toggle between conventional PlayStation 4 style stereo audio and our new 3D audio. I listened with just an ordinary pair of over-the-ear headphones, and wow, I could feel a difference.
That's the
3D
most
audio
excitement
has
I've heard
that
from that guy.
dimensional feel to it. Conventional stereo audio feels smashed flat by comparison. The improvement is obvious. So, a big advancement, but have I entered the matrix? Does my brain believe I'm really there, like I was talking about earlier when I explained our target of presence? Well, the answer is no. But you've probably caught on to what's missing here, namely whose HRTF was being used. It wasn't mine, it was the default HRTF. The audio team analyzed the hundreds that they measured and chose the one they felt was the closest fit to the total game playing audience. This shows a piece of the default HRTF on the left and my HRTF on the right. You can see that the general features are much the same, but the details are quite different. With the default HRTF, as I said, the 3D audio sounds pretty great. When I use my HRTF, though, the audio reaches a higher level of realism, which is to say that when using headphones and my HRTF, I occasionally get fooled and even think a sound is coming from the real world when it's actually coming from the game. A corollary to this is that there are a few people whose HRTFs are sufficiently far from the default HRTF, that's the red dot here, that they can toggle between PS4 style and PS5 style audio and not sense much difference. I've had a few people describe the PlayStation 5's 3D audio as sounding like a bit better stereo audio. Presumably they're the ones at the very edges of this diagram. Which means what HRTF you're using is key. I'd like everyone to be able to experience what I'm experiencing, but obviously it's not possible to measure the HRTF of every PlayStation user.
Until
That
now.
means HRTF selection and synthesis are going to be big topics going forward as the Tempest technology matures. At PlayStation 5 launch, we'll be offering a choice of 5 HRTFs. There's a simple test where you pick the one that gives you the best locality. That's just the first step, though. This is an open-ended research topic. Maybe you'll be sending us a photo of your ear and we'll choose a neural network to pick the closest HRTF in our library. Maybe you'll be sending us a video of your ears and your head and we'll make a 3D model of them and synthesize the HRTF. Maybe you'll play an audio game to tune your HRTF. We'll be subtly changing it as you play and home
Send me
in on the
videos of your
HRTF
ears, bro.
that gives you the
That's
highest
next
score,
feet pics.
meaning that it matches you the best. This is a journey we'll all be taking together over the next few years. Ultimately, we're committing to enabling everyone to experience that next level of realism. Hopefully, I've been able to illustrate a bit about our design and decision-making process today and why PlayStation 5 has the feature set that it does. Now comes the fun part. We get to see how the development community takes advantage of that feature set. I'm hoping for the completely unexpected. Will it come from audio, ray tracing, the capabilities of the SSD, or something else? I guess we'll find out soon enough. Thank you for your time today.
All right. Well, that was interesting. Like, I'm not... I don't want to shit on it. There's a lot of things on there. Let me see if I can pull up the full specs that were out there. There was a PS5 spec list that leaked. No, not leaked, but it officially came out. So if yeah, it's over. That's it. That was everything, people. All right. So let me go ahead and just pull this up. Yeah, so let me hide the goals real fast. All right, so this is saying right here. Where was the 10 teraflops? Blah blah blah. There was some weirdness going on in here. Yeah, right here. There was some weirdness on the hard drive size. It's like 800 gigs or something. Like custom 825 gigabyte. Okay, that's such a strange number to have. Otherwise, I mean, 4K Blu-ray, cool. It'll have the slot, the SSD slot. I don't know if it's going to be actually something that's quick like the Series X, where it's just like a card. The only difference is that they are going to allow you to use your, it's not proprietary SSD that you have to use, but obviously there's some that they said that they have to test to see if it works. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little sad that they didn't show the console. I'm a little sad that they didn't show, controller or anything. Like, it feels weird that Microsoft had a conference, not even a conference, not even an announcement. On Monday, they just showed up and they were like, here's the X, here's how fast the hard drive is, here's the controller, here's us taking the shit apart so you can see everything. Here's everything that we have except for price and release date. These are like the only two things that Xbox hasn't shown. Meanwhile, Sony spent, how long was that conference? An hour talking about hard drives and audio and processors. Got it. Like, it just seems, I understand that Mark Cerny's like that. Like, I understand that he likes to talk the tech stuff. I get it. Yeah, like, I just don't get, I feel Brandon in the chat, or Bryant, I feel very uncomfortable with him talking about my ears. Yeah. It's just, I don't want to shit on it because they finally at least came out and said, hey, here's what we got, right? Xbox, unfortunately, Xbox is going to throw that term out there. Now that they see it, they're going to throw it out there, the most powerful console. Because they already do with the Xbox One X. They throw that out there in marketing terms. Now that Sony's like officially revealed these are the specs, even though it doesn't equivalent to faster or better looking, Microsoft's immediately going to throw that in their face. The SSD, Sony has talked about the speed of it. Microsoft didn't. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's who knows how fast Microsoft's SSD runs. They didn't go into the deep dive that Sony just did right now, but yeah, who knows? I'm not sure. As far as it goes, I can tell you right now, everyone on Twitter is going to lose their complete shit the fact that they said that not all PS4 games are going to be backward compatible. Fucking guarantee it. People are going to freak out with that shit. Like, I get that. I get people are going to say, oh, it's the top 100 play times, blah, blah, blah. I get that. The problem is you're going to get people like my brother-in-law, Nick, who play very certain games that may not be compatible right off launch. So people are going to have to hang on to their PS4. They're not going to trade it in just so they can play certain games. So that, I get that they did it with when Xbox did it, right? Xbox came out after the fact that they said backward compatibility wasn't happening and then added it to it moving forward, right? So like eventually they added titles for 360. They added titles for original Xbox. However, for Series X, they straight said your controllers, your headsets, minus my Astro because you got rid of the fucking optical port, but all these things are just going to plug in and work right off the bat. So there's not going to be any doubt that any Xbox One game is going to work on the Series X. They completely were like, no, everything is going to work, right? Sony just came out and said, majority of them are going to work. So I wonder, dude, Twitter's going to fucking explode for that. I guarantee it. It's crazy that's the case. And again, people may not give a fuck because you get those people, Fortnite is going to work and like this and this and this are going to work. I get it. I guarantee you, I fucking guarantee you, Nick, as I know you're watching, I guarantee you there's going to be games that you have that shit will not play. I fucking guarantee it because there's certain people out there who don't necessarily play the most top 100 popular games on the console. You get those people that play those random ass games. You know what I mean? Like, what if all of a sudden, like, you know, obviously the games I give a shit about on PlayStation are going to work. God of War, Horizon, Kingdom Hearts, like those are in that top 100 that they're talking about, right? So I get that, but there's going to be those obscure titles that people are going to be fucking pissed that their shit doesn't work on. And like, you know, how quickly are they going to adapt to making the other games backward compatible? You know, but just at launch, the fact that it has backward compatibility sort of is nuts. My dog just farted and it's fucking terrible. Pepper, you smell so bad. It's terrible. You don't have to shit on the conference. I get it. I'm like blown away by that. Like the fact that Sony doesn't have full backward compatibility. And I mean, I get like even Microsoft, game wise, they said it was all backward compatible. You could take your hard drive that we already have in our systems, plug it straight in, everything carries over. The whole optical audio port, Bryant is a smart man who figured that shit out because it doesn't have optical audio, but your TV most likely does. My Astros, I just unplugged, went straight into my TV. It's been good. Haven't had any issues, any problems whatsoever. So I'm happy as hell that works. So concerning, going to get pushed out games for like Ghosts and Last of Us. Your Sony titles are going to work because, you know, even if they initially didn't work, like, so they're gonna make all those backward compatible or all those first party titles work. There's no fucking way Sony's not gonna let Infamous or Last of Us or any of those titles, even OG launch ones, like maybe Knack, maybe they'll leave Knack alone and they will say, well, let's just try to forget about that. But there's no way that the first party Sony titles won't work on PS5. They're gonna make that work. I'm talking my brother-in-law who plays like a random ass JRPG. Is that going to work? Who the fuck knows? So is he now going to have another box underneath his fucking TV just to play those obscure RPGs? Because that's bullshit. And again, people can say the same argument. Oh, I have to have my 360 plugged in because the X didn't support, or the Xbox One didn't have backward compatibility for that. I get it, but that was completely an afterthought. That was never initially a part of the original console coming out. These are new consoles talking about backward compatibility, and Microsoft never once said, oh, sorta. They were very much upfront with it because PS1 to PS2 fully backward compatible. Certain games did not work, right? PS2 to PS3, based off that model you got, fully backward compatible. It's just odd. 360 though, I will say 360 to Xbox, I think there was weirdness. I think certain games didn't work. I know you had to have a hard drive. That was for sure. You had to have a hard drive for it to work or it didn't work. So there was some weirdness there. But like, that's just nuts. That's nuts that they just said that. So what I'm saying is for those are for being any pusher of the 100 to make room for those. I get what you're saying now, Brian. Yeah. Like what's not going to be included because of, you know what I mean, them saying, oh, it's not that played. You know what I mean? That 101st game, 102nd game, I almost said 101th because I'm retarded. 102nd game, 103rd game. Who knows what's going to be pushed out because they want to push those ones in. I'm certain that the games I'm staring at up there right now that I have for PlayStation 4 are going to be perfectly fine. Like I have very little doubt that the games I have up on my shelf right now are going to have any issues playing on PS5. I may get a PS5 right away solely for the fact that I never got a PS4 Pro. So being able to play these games actually in 4K, going back and maybe playing Spider-Man again, also Spider-Man launching and being fucking super fast on the SSD. I'm not going to shit on everything Sony just did because the SSD they talked about was great. That sounds really fast. It sounds great to the fact that how quickly everything can render. So like you're going to run across textures that are always awesome instead of like shit textures from here and there. So like it could be great. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't show the console. I'm a little disappointed they didn't show anything on any updates on the controller, just because of how forward Microsoft has been with that. You know what I mean? They've come out and fully say, they showed the console months ago, dude. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. So I appreciate you guys hanging out though, watching it with me. Very nice of you. Nick, Brandon, Bryant, Mira. I gotta figure out how to say her name. I might fuck that up. But I think I'm gonna go back to Call of Duty because right now Apex is fully pissing me off. So, and I don't think what? Max playing Black Ops. Black Ops. The fuck? All right. I'm going to play some Call of Duty. I'm going to go back. Let me get some game titles changed over. That was great, though. Thank you guys for hanging out, for real. It was awesome. Fun times. I was a little uncomfortable with how close we were to release, and they still haven't figured out what SSDs work and are compatible. I don't know how recently that PCI 4 came out, because I'm not that into motherboards and that kind of shit. So that's the one thing I'm not sure how quickly that, you know, they said over time, like right now they're at like 3.6 gigs or something or whatever. By the end of the year, they're going to get to 7. So like maybe they will have more details on that closer to launch. You know, maybe they're just saying, oh, we don't know how technology is going to run between now and then. So also he is right though, it says some of those SSDs have their own heat sink, which depending on how it attaches to the console, I don't know if it's, he mentioned internal. So it almost sounds like there's almost like a laptop. There's a thing you're going to crack open and you're going to put an SSD in there. That's my guess, but I don't know. But the problem is that not all those SSDs are the same, because some are super duper thin. Some have these giant fucking heat sinks on them. So it depends on, you know, the form factor of it, how well it will work. So looks like everything got updated. Maybe that looks updated. This get updated. That did. All right. Well, I'm gonna hop on some Call of Duty now. That should be fun. Maybe. Who the fuck knows? Also, let me get some. I gotta get my follower goals back up. There we go. I'm a little. I'm so blown away by the fact that I want to, like, I'm gonna pull up Twitter right now and I just want to see reactions. I just want to see how pissed some people are, because I guarantee you there's going to be people. Here's what sucks about the whole fanboy shit is the fact that there's going to be people on there going, you fucking Sony sucks, Xbox is already better, this and this and this, and we haven't even seen the fucking consoles or anything. So we haven't played them, we haven't seen real specs in front of people. So a couple of people like this guy. So Ryan McCaffrey basically is mentioning how Sony has less teraflops, less storage, less max clock speed, same same RAM, not backward compatible fully. So he says, so probably cheaper than Xbox ? That could be true. They might the problem is I don't know if they will or not, because that SSD is probably expensive as fuck. I don't know if they can undercut them. You know what I mean? My guess is $499 for both. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I'm like. My buddy Alan Torres has a little gif of a jet engine taking off and it says my PS4 booting up Doom Eternal. Yeah. There's a couple people comparing. Yeah, it says PS5 is going to be a very capable console. The GPU and CPU are less powerful than Xbox. The 825 gigabyte SSD is faster. The memory bandwidth is lower. PS5 will have PS4 back and pat. It'll have a custom 3D audio chip. Tempered expectations were a good thing. What I got from that is the PS5 and Xbox Series X are pretty much the same. 5 is a little less powerful and probably going to be cheaper. Also, Mark Cerny wants pictures of my ears. Oh my god. Gotta love Mark Cerny wants ear pics. That's the next big thing, bro. Ear pics. I'm fucking guaranteeing you, they're both gonna be $4.99. They're both gonna be $4.99. They have to be. I guarantee you, Sony can't undercut them with that SSD cost. Audio Tech, I don't know how expensive that audio processor is, you know, but I can guarantee you, it will be. They're both gonna be the same price. Yeah, no, they're very, very close for sure. Jack, what's going on?
Played some multiplayer.
Okay.
And I won 2 games.
That's cool. Stop that shit and get on Battle Royale.
I am.
Okay, cool.
I was. Joined your game.
Okay, cool. Is your party private?
I'm doing it now.
Good. I don't want a fucking clown showing up. Yeah, guys, I'm like, ooh. I think I'll still get it when I launch. So PlayStation 5 had an event today, just like an hour ago. It ended just like 10 minutes ago, where they talked about all the technical specs of it. So they didn't show the console, they didn't show the controller. They just talked about the tech spec side of things. And as far as raw processing power and graphical power, Xbox Series X is faster in CPU and GPU. The hard drive though on the PlayStation 5 is like some next level fucking SSD that's supposed to load shit insanely quick. So, and like they have better, the audio, they're emphasizing this like way better audio chip in there for like better 3D audio and stuff. They pretty much look, they're very close to each other. It's not like one is going to be so much worse or anything, but I just streamed the PS5 event.
Yeah, I joined live and like super laggy. Well? Damn.
Holding for deployment.
I gotta turn on the game audio.
Kinda didn't care about
The one thing that the one thing that blew my mind apart is the fact that it is not fully backward compatible. Oh my god, that poor guy. They said that the top 100 games, they're gonna work with like basically saying that the top 100 games will work, but they like basically said that because of the way the processor is and everything, it's not fully backward compatible, which is, let me rephrase that. It's not fully backward compatible at launch.
have you Xbox? Well, they changed to the console though. It's a box.
No, I saw it. I'm fully invested in like all the news and shit on it. I'm just like, I'm weirded out the fact that they don't, like, how the fuck is it not fully backward compatible, bro? How the fuck is that a thing?
I don't know.
That's so odd.
I'm more Xbox, so.
I honestly, I was thinking about getting both at launch anyways, only because I have an OG PS4. I don't have a PS4 Pro, and this would be basically the Pro. You know what I mean? This would be the Pro version that I never.
We can go to Hill.
Yeah, we can. 100%. Whoops, gotta change that. Dude, Jack, I played Apex earlier and I felt fully retarded. Like, everybody I was playing with was dumb. It was not putting, in like 4 of the games I played, it wouldn't put me in a full 3-party like game. It was just awful, man. Like, I don't know what the hell was going on with Apex this morning, but it was really not fun.
I was. No, it was 5. It was 5 times. Like, I didn't want to say like an hour ago. I forgot the parachute button.
Did you fucking hit the ground?
I almost did.
Probably a bad idea. Our guy is nowhere to be found.
Great. Just be careful. Remember what happened last time?
Yeah.
Quad road out of nowhere.
Yep.
Tentacles.
Yeah, I guarantee you, Twitter.
This is
I guarantee you, Twitter's gonna be fucking blowing up about that PlayStation backward compatibility. They're gonna fucking.
Probably.
They're gonna fucking lose their shit.
I already have 5 people.
I have 3.
And that ID. I like how we don't win. It's just we're already like having like no. Are we like?
Dude, I'm telling you, this place is fucking great. It has so much loot for 3 people, even though our third is somewhere else doing who the fuck knows what.
Got a recon drone.
I do as well.
Okay. I mean, if you use yours, you know.
Okay.
Okay, your armor by the way.
I got 5 armor now. By the way, greatest thing in the world was doing that fucking contextual tap. That was the greatest thing ever.
Oh, I put mine back because I'm playing multiplayer and I kept trying to reload, but I would run over a gun and
Pick it up.
make you pick up the gun
Yeah.
instead of reloading, which was annoying. So I just had to switch it back. But it's fine.
Do you want to get our loadouts? I can give you money and get the loadouts.
I have enough. I just got
Yeah, I see
a
that.
legendary
Crate.
SMG.
Oh, nice.
Picked it up too.
All right, Jack, I'm dropping $500 or no, $1,000 for you.
Cash over here.
Get our
I
loadouts,
hear
please.
something. Where's buy station? Wait, there's no buy station.
Fuck. Never mind.
I was just about to say, where's a mute right here?
Dude.
Hang on.
So Brandon's in the chat and says, did you know that you could put C4 on recon drones after you've deployed them?
Well,
A teammate can put
I know
C4
you
on your
put-
drone, fly into an enemy, and pull the trigger to fucking destroy them. Wow.
yeah.
That seems like
I-
something
they
that
did it-
was not meant to be in the game.
But no, because first release, put Claymore to the drone in multiplayer, and you could fly the drone around and ran into people and blow up.
That's
I don't know if it-
wild.
But it was not supposed to happen.
Okay.
You know, land by yourself.
I thought that was you at first. I was like, oh yeah, we have a third. I forgot.
I'm with you.
Your teammate was sent to the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy.
Think he's gonna win his gulag?
Gas is moving.
How do we
I
get
doubt it.
up? Do you get higher?
You can't go up in this building.
You can't?
Going in.
Fuck.
I'm running across this building. Probably not a good
Alright.
idea. But
I hear a crate above us. That pisses me
yeah,
off.
it's on the. Remember, it's the ones on the roof.
Yeah, no, but
More armor. Okay, come
shit,
back.
I have enough cash now to buy my own recon, for my own drone loadout drop. You just gotta find the goddamn thing. Oh,
Wait, it's,
Brandon in the chat, trash ass third. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Fairly accurate, sir. Going up to the top of the building. Jack,
okay.
see if I can parachute down on
looking
some
for more
shit.
Cash.
Nice, got 7K. Is our guy still in the gulag? He just hasn't fucking fought yet? Or is he in there right now
there
as we
might be
speak?
a lot of people are fighting. Me, I'm right here. Map, look at the map.
Your teammate lost a fight.
Oh, well, doesn't surprise me. There's one there.
Might have what you need.
There.
All right, let's just yeah, where's the nearest one? 230. Okay, we can head to that one. Do me a favor, get the fucking loadout, and I'll revive the clown.
I'll revive him.
Okay, sure, why not?
I did.
Oh shit!
What?
I just found a gold or ooh. Give me a sec. You want to?
Shotgun here.
You want that shotgun?
No.
Okay. Hearing shots,
I
right?
don't use shotgun. I know.
Fucking run.
What's the thing at?
I
He
got it.
left.
Oh my god, dude. All right, never mind. Just get our loadouts.
I'll get all that.
These fucking. We have $15,000 between us, and he fucking leaves. We're right in front of a buy station, and he fucking leaves.
Fine.
These are the types of stupid fucking people that we got to play with.
Where's the buy station?
Right
Right
here.
in front of us. Hang on. Up. Right there.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did you buy it?
Yeah, I bought it. It's right here
What do you
outside.
need me to buy?
I got it. It's right outside. I think that was my munition box, but it's all good.
I can drop it.
What do you? So
me
yeah,
pick it
do
up.
you want to get UAV or something?
Yeah. I'm buying self-revive, actually.
Yeah. Buy self revive.
I don't have to buy anything else. I can buy strike or airstrike.
Precision airstrike actually. Do that. I gotta get 4,500. So if you see some dollars, let me know. So we could
There's people down there, by the way. I saw one from.
I'm hearing a lot of shots this way. Oh shit, helicopter. Helicopter just took off that building.
Oh, I see it. It landed on that building. Just that building.
It just moved. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right there.
See him.
There on that roof.
Yep.
I have the car, by the way. One stand still. Yeah, they just took off.
They just fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have the M2 carbine, and I tried to use that, and I died with it, so I just went back to the car.
That's fine. You fucking kidding me?
Oh wow, we could like.
Yeah, that would have been great. I could have bought a self revive. Fuck. Let's try to get try to get eyes on it though, so we can see if anybody's gonna go towards it. Fucking crack them.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
I said we had circle. Well, we have to go far.
Oh, dude, there's people on it right now. Cracked armor on one. He's like right here.
Going this way.
That's the helicopter.
There's another guy going towards loadout. Oh yeah, he's right here.
Going this way.
Yes. Teammates.
Oh my god, that guy got fucking dropped. He's cracked armor on the guy in the helicopter.
Right here. Contact. He's one shot right there. Under the car, and he had no. I don't see a guy on the helicopter anymore. I see him. Him full armor.
Wow, dude, he cracked me right in the fucking head.
Got you. Behind us.
Oh my gosh. Jack, you're a fucking savage. I'm down anyways. He just jumped a nade. You got self-revive, I don't. I'll distract him. I'll distract him.
No, I wanted to.
No, I want you to get up.
The guy. No, I couldn't. The guy was helicopter pushed.
Fucking get pinched. That sucked. I peeked way too long. He fucking caught me. I peeked so long, dude. That was on me.
Yeah. I saw him. I hit him with that peek on him. And I kept, apparently I hit my irons at the head. I didn't get a headshot.
All right, Jack. I'm gonna try to direct you.
I'm screwed. I had to shotgun.
Straight ahead, same size as you. Straight ahead. He's still back in his spawn. He hasn't moved. He's right side of you, right side. Or, yeah, he's going middle, I think. He's middle, right opposite of you, opposite of you. Go back in your spawn, your spawn, your spawn.
Your teammate has failed. They're returning to base.
Wait, what?
Neither one of you did it, so you both lose.
You lose, your fight is over. Last chance. Kill
I
or
was
be
on
killed.
point.
It's time to break some.
Guess I wasn't touching. That whole thing in the middle.
Get out of my fucking face. Let's go.
Yeah, maybe if I would have had a pistol, actually, but I have a shotgun.
Yeah.
Do anything at range.
All right, all right, all right. I'm gonna try to load.
Got this.
Where's the care package drop?
There isn't one.
There isn't one anywhere on this map. There's not a care package.
No. Like for you get your loadout? No.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it either. Great. Okay. Brandon said just go to the flag. Any amount helps you. I'm gonna just drop straight down on this.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Well, the thing was I couldn't get to the flag because I was at flag.
Yeah, I thought you were there. That was on me. I thought you were there.
I was sitting there in the middle of flag waiting for him to come. I shot him and then
Can't get up there.
okay, you might be there.
Nope.
Oh, no, no.
Fucking hate when I hear a crate up there and I'm like, all I want to do is get up there right now.
Did you just bust open a door for someone?
I think it was in that next building over to me.
I was gonna say there's someone near you. That right there.
I see him. I see him. There's two of them though. There's two of them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you can't chuck that shit as far as I'd wish. I only saw two though.
They're still far. Yeah, you cracked one of them.
I didn't crack them fully though.
Fighting.
I feel a little bit more safe right now if I had another shield. I hear shield. I hear crate. Right in this thing. Pretty sure they're on top of this building, right in front of me.
They are. I saw the bullets flying down from the top. Teammate you shot at first.
Right. Fucking out of here.
It's kind of mad that whole flag thing. Let me 1v1.
Yep, that's... Wow. 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 All right.
He's sitting up top with Ellen.
That sucked.
That guy's-
All right. Let's try that again. We can call it easy some thinking. All right.
Can I not lose the flag this time?
Yeah, that'd be
Because I
great.
hit him. We both hit our shot. The problem was apparently just I hit a headshot and he didn't. Health didn't go down that much, but I had a headshot on him.
Fuck. That sucks.
Can they have duos?
Dude, what the fuck is that? How do you say that? Zikitsoperenic.
It's Russian.
I assume so, but then he's got a Canadian flag, so.
He likes the Canadian.
Jesus Christ. That's just.
Like, you get nowhere to go. Because he wasn't missing a single shot because he had unlimited chest and LMG. I wonder if teammates can land with this.
What?
What?
I just died from fall damage. Going down the fucking dam. Cool story, game. Oh, I got a shotgun. Rad.
I don't know.
That's how garbage these fucking shotguns are.
Yeah, they're trash.
Fucking shotguns in this game are just booty, bro.
Except when they're right in front of your face and apparently and everybody else is using. Then they're apparently great.
Dude, what did I just read? Nick Foles? What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What happened?
Battle Royale. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone.
Mitch, what happened?
Dude, my Chicago Bears just got Nick Foles, which I'm fucking stoked for, bro. That's what's up.
Go hills again?
Yeah, I'm down. How far is it? Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Jumping now.
It's gonna take me a minute.
That's fine. Brandon, I wish I could fucking express to you how much I want that. Like, I need a quarterback, bro.
It's not.
Like, we
And they
need
have
somebody.
cars, so it's like
Nick Foles on a fucking quarterback winning team.
I just wish there was a way to
Or quarterback.
play
Super Bowl winning team, dude. Come on. I'm fucking happy about that.
That's what they need to do. But you're gonna make it.
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm getting there, bro.
I'm too.
As I...
Clear to engage all targets.
I'm landing on you.
Don't die from fall damage like I just did.
What up?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I hit A, but apparently too late, bro. I just fucking smacked the earth. Yeah, it's fine. I'll get it back. Dude, I smacked the fucking ground so hard.
Be fine. Be fine, I'll make it. Guys, I got a shotgun. Actually, this shotgun isn't that bad. That I have now isn't that bad. I pinged armor for you.
I see.
Is this gonna be another game where I'm searching for ammo?
Possibly.
I know. There you go.
You know what's pretty scarce in this game? Fucking sniper ammo.
Oh yeah. I think that's a way to neutralize all the camping.
Yeah.
If people don't have enough sniper ammo, then they can't snipe. They can't camp. Problem is, I find it still regularly enough to actually snipe in camp.
For sure, yeah, yeah.
Because as soon as you said that was rare,
Squad's being hunted.
Great.
Cool story.
I said I'm hiding in a building.
Well, threat level's low,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
so
don't
they're not
find them.
close, so. And meanwhile, our team's in buttfuck Egypt, bro. Where is he? We can have a target too, why not? Fuck it.
I was gonna say who's target? Yeah, but they're so away. They're far away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not very close. We could just try to loot this and get the fuck out of here, get in a vehicle and take off.
I don't have enough money to
Yo,
buy
if that
it.
threat level shows, okay, you're kind of moving away. Okay. I have 6,300. I was thinking about, dude, I just found 2K more. Holy shit. For somebody that fucking landed and got clapped right away, I have a good amount of stuff. All right, I'm buying a self-re- No. Jack, you're like running away from me.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Get more money. I either load out or I'm checking upstairs. I'm gonna find the stairs. Box, not with the box.
Okay, fair enough.
In the box. Hate leaving area.
Yeah, for
Right,
sure. I'm same way. All right, so I have enough for a loadout and a revive. I'm going to get the revive before I
How
fuck.
did you get so much?
Because I'm fucking boss. That's why.
Yeah.
No. I just looting, bro. Self revive,
Yeah, no.
and I'm getting. You're here with me. All right, cool. Getting a
Yeah.
loadout right now.
What UAV? Because there's no point to buy self revive because I never get them off. I didn't have enough money to buy one anyway. So I bought UAV by the way.
All right. If you want to, we can push the bounty we have, which is north. Let's just push.
You.
Yeah, let's push that, and then hopefully we can outlive the bounty we have.
I'm not a random team. I will fall. And like random who lands all the way at the train station. They're right in front of me.
They got to be in that
I don't
building.
see them.
No, actually, maybe not.
No, they're. I want to stay up on the mountain. Past the mountain.
All right.
Get into this rock right here. They're at the buy station.
All right. Try.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm sure they are too. Just get.
My thread just went up.
Then it's the same team we have to fight. They're in the helicopter. You getting shot at? Oh my god.
Oh, it's teammate right behind it. I shot at them. Yeah, there's no point. We're not gonna get. You wanna just take the car to circle?
Objective failed.
Sure, that's fine.
Have your drive. All right, I'm on.
Well, we got money still. We survived the bounty that we had on us. I think it was the same team, dude.
I definitely did.
So it's a wash. We can get to a buy station. I can try to buy some shit. But get in circle first.
How about a UAV?
Our guys got 6,400. I actually wouldn't mind, I was gonna say, hanging on to the money in case we need to get somebody up, but you fucking psycho driving right through the middle of the building.
I was supposed to say I don't like this. No, but I like it.
That's a building.
Yeah, I know, but I was trying to dodge the.
Oh shit, sorry. I jumped out by mistake. I'm sorry.
I got you. I saw.
All right, I'm on.
This chick doesn't mind my driving apparently. You gonna get in or? Are you gonna get in?
Superstore's got a buy station right here. We just gotta be careful because it's Superstore, so. And
It's like my parking job.
Yep, see?
Yep, right here. Got UAV up.
Jack, to our right right here. Downed.
I know. I cracked it. Ow. Oh.
Oh my god.
It's where?
Right here, right here.
That's you.
I'm armoring right now.
Okay. We get him up. You can watch my back, please.
Jack, he's right in front of me, right in front of me, right here.
Hey.
I knew there was a fucking guy in there because I downed a guy. Fuck, man. That's my fault. I thought, all right, I'm in the gulag right now. And I have a shotgun in my hand.
And still did that.
And I heard him and I didn't turn fast enough. I'm trash. Our guy left.
No, we died. No, we all died because I got flashed. I knew there was gonna be
Fucking
that's why I
clown.
popped the UAV, but
Right.
if I get shotgun, well, I damage.
Are you?
Oh, this gun. I'm dead.
I'm confused because right now I don't see any. Oh, there we go. There you go. There you go. What's up, Jack? Good shit.
I don't like that pistol. Shoots so slow.
But it does a lot of damage. I'm gonna watch the other player in the gulag and see what happens.
I'm going somewhere else because there's a car right there. This is so annoying.
Ooh, he flashed him. Yo, he got a gulag win too.
Good.
Good. All right.
Now I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. Oh, that's a car. Oh, I thought that was. I'm pretty sure, not knowing. There's so many.
Yeah, they're staring
They're
at you too.
spectating me.
Yeah, I see you. They kept it moving, bro.
If you are not in the circle, it's time to move.
Okay, these aren't.
They're
That's
all-
open.
Get the house.
Oh, mate.
Is there a loadout right in front of you? Or no? Oh my god, there's a car coming to you.
No, that's
There you go.
there. Why can't I just take the money?
I was just about to say, what's up with all the fucking cash right in that corner, bro? That's stupid.
Take it. Oh man, I can't. I don't have enough money to get.
I got you. I got you. Try to survive. Our guy's shooting.
Yeah, I'm not.
Our teammate's shooting at an enemy, so. Yeah, they're straight ahead of you.
The rocket. It's on.
To the right, trees, trees, trees.
Him.
Full team, full team.
No, I'm not shooting. There's no point to shoot.
You have yeah, you do have a grenade.
That's grenade.
Dude, your team's not, the guy's not pushing with you.
Oh, great. Enemies over and over again. They're fighting at a house right there.
Try to push him. Try to third party that.
Going to.
To the left. Good shit. Kill that guy. Get his. Oh my god. In the building.
Where are you getting shot from?
In the building, right there. Oh my god, you have no fucking ammo. You got a different gun, Jack? Okay.
Shotgun.
Shotguns are fucking trash.
Yeah, shotgun point blank is.
Shotguns are
not
fucking trash. They're just terrible.
I had no other ammo.
No, I got you, dude. I ain't mad at you.
And it was the only gun I could actually find. I like how teammate down by one person. I downed the person who killed him. Oh, you go third party that, and I hear the guy get shot. I'm like, turn around.
Dude, Call of Duty has to think too much.
Yeah. I need to just that, like, I don't know.
Oh, man. Bill Piper, 123. Hope you have your fucking shit to go. I'm like blown away right now. That fucking hate. I hate shotguns in this game. They're terrible.
No. I shotgun.
They're just
point blank hit 'em.
inconsistent. Like
At least the shotguns in Apex actually can down some.
not that Mozambique though.
Like, I downed somebody.
I have a 4-2.
And it wasn't when Mozambique. I know that. I just really wish I could have like spawned, not found this out. I'm getting popped.
Really. Boo. That crossbow is trash. It's fucking bad. Look at this, look at this.
Why do we have arrows in each other? Thing was, I wasn't even shot with an arrow.
Battle Royale. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone.
Who heals in circle? Now we don't have to lose. Now we don't have to lose. Hills.
Right. And there's a buy station.
Is there really?
Yep. So we hit those houses, but the only thing is now it could be getting super duper lit. Jumping now.
I don't like fighting inside levels. Because in Apex, I would prefer to fight inside because I can't hold the recoil on some guns, but in this game, I can guns pretty easy. So I like to fight outside. I don't like. I'm getting shot at.
Awesome.
Targets are up. Get to work.
I don't know if it was teammate or not, but some shot at me.
I walked in a room that had a bunch of cash and no gun.
Right.
Or had cash and not like no gun at all in here, so. Getting shot at?
I have a shotgun.
Yeah, I got the shotgun there now.
We're from.
I don't know. I heard shots. I thought they were shooting at one of you guys.
Here, I'll make sure. See if anyone. I'm not seeing. Doesn't look like anybody.
All right.
Wait. There's people. This house.
Moving up.
I saw a little triangle. Yep.
Moving up. Enemy movement.
Are they coming towards us?
No. I saw the triangle with the drone, and I just didn't. It didn't register in my brain that this.
Okay.
I don't have a gun. I'm flipping it. Shotgun.
All right. I have $1,800. That's all I got. I don't know if anybody went into the big house over here, but let's find out.
I don't know.
Nope, nobody came in here.
I go. Hey, Jimmy.
You're just gonna give me your money?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Money right here. Victor, I got $2,000.
Nice.
Farmer. Gave you all my money and it gave me more money.
Dude.
I got a gun.
Dude, you fucking
What?
just got a stack of cash right there. Look at that shit.
Oh, I did.
Give me 2K and I'll go grab a loadout right now.
Can I quit?
Also, take that, please.
I have 2. Okay.
Well, I had 4, so now we're even.
I think that we should have classes. Like, be like the assault rifle guy and I should be the sniper guy or something.
Well, like I said, I dig my class, so.
Yeah, it's fine. I got sniper ammo too now, so I actually have a gun to use.
Our guy could fucking buy something.
Car went into town right here. I just saw a car fly from the highway over here.
Okay.
Into town.
Okay. I just hear a box real fast in this bus. I'm getting it.
Maybe what?
Fucking $1,200.
There's people west.
All right. So this one.
Going this way.
More ammo here. It's shield. They were fighting. This was looted, yeah.
I want to get up top here.
Found them. Hit one. That guy right there, I hit with a gun.
Hi, Barebones. Thank you for the follow. I personally don't do that. I understand if you don't want to follow me anymore, but yeah, I mean.
Top mountain. Top. Guy on the top of the mountain right there where I just put ice shield.
Peek your stupid fucking head.
Right there. I had that guy for armor.
There's a slant on the roof right here. Car running away. Car's going off road right there.
Car.
I really wish this fucking guy would say like where he's shooting. You know what I mean?
Like right in front of us.
Can you ping it then? Jack on us.
I know. Kill me. Our teammate is busy hitting someone else that's not even there. This guy's an SMG. Our teammate is sitting right next to him.
Your teammate was sent to the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy.
Jack,
Yeah, no,
I will get I can get you. I just need to get to a buy station if you don't come back.
I just wish our teammate would have at least pinged where he was shooting, or don't get me yet because I can still win this.
Yeah, I got it.
That guy in SMG came up and I started shooting. One more round until I fight. If you get on my body, by the way, I have a bouncing patty. I have a 7.
I got two clay RTC4s. I'm actually solid. I'm waiting to see what happens with you so I can go get you if I need to.
Got him.
Nice, good shit, dude.
Came right under me and I shot a gun. Where you guys at? You guys,
Basically same spot.
Did you guys kill the guy? Or?
Fuck, he saw me. Try to get your shit and run. There's a sniper that's not very nice right now.
They took all my ammo.
Yo, this sniper's got some fucking shots, bro.
Yeah, how much sniper ammo do you have?
39, I can drop some for you. Right here.
I was gonna say, I need some. Oh no, I just got a lot, never mind.
Okay.
I just did this dead body and hot.
Come in here, come in here.
Hi, dude.
You want revenge? Get up!
We gotta get the fuck out of here. That sniper is cracking us.
Okay.
I wanna get...
I know how. Here.
I wanna go to this buy station, buy self-revive before fucking I forget. I have $8,300. I'm running along this wall, right? Oh god, there's somebody right on it too. Be careful.
Right here, Nick. Where's that sniper at, dude?
I see movement.
There's moving over there.
I see him crossing the street. But I didn't shoot at him.
I'm
Going
going.
to this house right here. This house. Right in it.
Drop back out the way.
I don't have enough money to buy anything.
I do. I'm just terrified to fucking go to it. Give me a sec.
On a flash grenade.
Give me a second.
I'll test it out here.
Hold on. Upstairs. I thought it was.
SMG.
All right, I'm back. I'm back.
Well, you can loot it. You can do it, by the way. I've been here for like 20. Nothing happened.
Buying self-revive.
Okay.
And then I'm hanging on to the rest of my money in case I need to get one of you guys.
I will have enough money again.
We can do that.
Dude, it just sucks. Our teammate was sitting right.
That was probably me.
Who had a heartbeat?
There you go.
You had to go to surf.
We do.
What?
I'm just looking to see if I see anybody, but I didn't.
That's it. We should move from the building.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Because we don't have a car like we did last time.
I mean, to be honest, we can get a car if we had to. Even moving, how far are we? No, we're not far. We're good.
Also, by the way, last game that I died because of the shotgun, it was legendary shotgun too. I couldn't kill anybody.
I swear I hear people, then I turn
Over
around,
there.
it's you guys. It's so
Over there in
stupid.
the car. Over by the I think. Saw a guy running across. Yeah. Look at that.
Going in. Enemy contact.
Three of them.
Hold on, are you pushing that or?
So. No, I'm trying to get to. Teammate was. I'm pushing this. There's a teammate. There's a team.
Cracked armor on one.
Yeah, well, you guys are shooting.
Be careful left.
Yeah, there's an entire. I don't. I'm going.
Dude, I'm going. Yeah. Get out of here, bro. Go that way.
Like that. That's exactly what I'm doing. You guys started fighting. I'm like.
No, dude, get out of here. Over here. Over here. Over here. We were literally in the middle of fucking 9 teams right there.
I saw that too.
Dude.
I'm just gonna let him die. I don't care. He has self-revive. Oh my goodness.
Dude, run over here.
He's down.
No, I get it, but he just revived. Yeah, stupid.
I hit one. Hit one for armor.
No time for this. Come on.
Getting our guy up.
Gas is coming. They didn't. We gotta go. I'm going around.
Oh my god. Roof.
The roof.
Yep, on the roof.
Wait, you have to still. I'm at the right. I can't.
It's fine.
Let's
I'm
just stay alive.
going to Gulag. Oh my god. Roof. That sucked. What's up? It sucked. Dude, people that follow on Mixer need to stop. Like, how good does it look for you to have 100 and, 500 people following and then like 500 people you follow? Like, how good does that look? I'd rather have 500 people follow me and me follow 12. Means I fucking earned my viewers instead of just.
Someone just landed.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get in as fast as I can. Is he in the Gulag too? Dude, hurry up. I want to fucking fight.
Okay, I'm hiding right now. By myself when I don't.
Your teammate has failed. They're returning to base.
You have got to be kidding me! Oh my god, dude. I'm upset. You can get me though. You can buy me in.
I'm going to. I can't get you apparently. Yeah.
No, you can.
It wouldn't let me.
Yeah, because I had just died in the Gulag.
Supply cache located. Secure.
I only did that. I didn't.
I'm going straight for that scavenger contract right now because I need something. Dude, how ridiculous.
Mitch, if you can drop me your money, I can get.
Objective located.
I'll drop all of it.
You want me to?
Right there for you.
I know he's kind of dumb, but
No, that's fine. Going for the next scavenger.
by the way, someone landed on me when you. Someone on me and I.
Nice.
Objective located.
Did he get his Gulag win? He did. Good for him.
Wait, who?
You guys Gulag win.
Who, the teammate?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. I just spawned him in.
Oh, you just spawned him in? Oh, got it.
No, he.
All right, well, I just got another scavenger contract as soon as that one just ended, so.
Like, no, as soon as you die, he died before you.
Gotcha.
Anyone need this?
Oh shit, Jack, be careful. There's like a whole squad of people.
It's a whole convoy.
Yeah.
Following you. Honestly, the entire convoy.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight that thing, dude. I'm going for the next
I
scavenger.
don't know what. I think, like, there's a helicopter. Watch out. Up the helicopter. See it?
Yeah, I see it.
Hear it now. They're landing.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. I don't have the range to hit that guy, so I'm gonna.
Damn it. Well,
Actually,
no,
I do.
If the guy would have kept sitting, so I would have sniped him down. If you want to get that thing, I'm gonna. Right here, Mitch. A bunch of guns.
All right. I'm trying to get. How do I get in this building?
Guy sees me. Guy's a sniper.
Okay.
God, I knew he was gonna see exactly where I ran. Oh my. Not getting him. I can't. The sniper has hand on his. They're on teammates' body.
We have enough money to get them, but. Are they on it or what?
No.
Do we have an idea of where they are?
Yep, I do. 'Cause he shot me.
Can you ping?
Well,
I see him. I
pinged
see him.
Exactly. He has a sniper trained in my position.
I saw a glowing light. I just don't see it anymore. They got in helicopter. They're out of there.
I don't think.
That might not be them, actually. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was you shooting at somebody?
Yeah, and I just downed one of them. Helicopter.
Very nice. All right, let's go get the teammate. We got money for it.
Car that just attacked.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah, no, I just downed one. Car's coming back.
Jack. This sucks. This sucks. Jack, I'm trying to serpentine right now.
Can you please explain? I shot at the helicopter to shoot the helicopter down.
You just jump
remember
out?
The guy just dropped out. Hit him, never mind.
Where's he at?
Oh, he went to a house already. Other guy flying down right here. That house. Where's a buy station? Right?
Not really, no.
Not getting him. His fault for being dumb.
I'm kind of wanting to get on this loadout, except for...
Just go to the loadout if you want.
Be careful of the building straight ahead of us.
They are. They're this building right here. Yep.
Buy station left. Buy station left. Let's try to go get them. They're on top of the building that I'm pushing right now. Is that what I'm just reading? Yeah.
Yep. Exactly on the building that you're.
Not good.
Getting tracked. That is nearby too. That team in front of us.
Just down someone?
I'm jumping on you.
Oh my god, dude. He's getting his boy up right here. He's getting his guy up right here. Oh my god, Jack. He ran inside. He ran inside. Try to hurt. Try. You can. Dude, I'm actually kind of mad right now that the fact that that guy jumped from where? He jumped from where, dude? The top
roof.
And he lived like that? He didn't die? That's what I'm saying. Well, that was my last game. I got some stuff to do today. I might be back on a little bit later, but that is my last game for the day. For right now, at least I should say. So thank you guys. Why do I feel like my webcam got moved? No, I didn't. Bare Bones, I doubt you stuck around because he said follow for follow. So I doubt he stuck around, but either way,